It is Organization Challenge week 3, and we are still in March, so that means our theme is tools, and we're going to talk today about pins, needles, glue, tape, all of that stuff, clips, everything that binds things together. But first, before we get started in that, I'm Chris O'Neill. Welcome. My channel is called Sew the Distance. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming. And if you are returning, thank you for returning. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It is free to subscribe, and you just click that subscribe button below. That really helps me out. There's no cost or anything like that, and you'll get in your YouTube feed, you'll see me then in your subscriptions. I'll come right up and you'll be able to find my channel and my videos and all of that. If you really want to know when I upload, you can hit that bell beside the subscribe button, and that'll alert you when a new video is up. So if you've been sewing a long time, you have a lot of pins, a lot of needles, a lot of things you've picked up over time. You sometimes maybe buy things a second time because you thought you didn't have it, if you're anything like me at least. You probably have many pincushions, you have needles everywhere, all of that stuff. So we're going to look at that today. So what I want you to start thinking about is this week, during the entire week, what do you have right now for pinning, clipping, gluing, taping, all of that? What do you need if you need to purchase some things? Maybe it's time that you went out and maybe purchased some new pins. Maybe they're really, really dull, or you need some needles that are for a specific task and you just really need to get out and get those, or you just have too many like me and they're kind of unorganized and all over the place. So we're going to first start looking at my collection of things. So let's get started taking a peek at what I have. Okay, so let's start by looking at all my tape and glue and all that stuff. So as you can see, I have these, I think this is heat and bond strips, and I really tried to contain them, and I used these sticky dot things, and it just didn't work. So I want to get those cleaned up and find a new way to organize them. Also, you can see that I keep buying it. I have several rolls of these, and that's partially because I don't even realize I have it. So keeping it in one place is going to help me not keep purchasing things that I already own. Let's move on to clips. Now, I am pretty good at organizing my clips, and I have these big ones, these little ones, and then these little itty bitty ones here. I do love clips and I use them a lot. I am pretty good at organizing them, oddly enough. I do have these cute baskets that I made through a pattern from the company Patterns by Annie. I love these baskets. I make them all the time, and I think she has a free tutorial on one of these on her website. So, and it has the free pattern too. So they're a lot of fun and they're really, really cute and wonderful. And then I started, like, I used to keep these guys, these little ones, in with these, and then I could never find them. So I have this basket. Do you remember making these in like the 80s that are made with that? I don't even know if you can buy this anymore, the paper ribbon. But anyway, I just clip them on the side of this. So I have all the itty bitty ones clipped here, and I probably should get them all on one side. But that's where I clip those little guys, because I always I'm trying to dig through here looking for the little ones, so I keep them kind of all together. These are for bobbins, so I'm going to put this in with my bobbins. They don't need to be here either. I'll get those put away as well. So those are my clips. One thing I want to say about the clips that's kind of cool that I realized maybe a year ago is there is metal in these. So if you have a magnetic pincushion, they will stick to it, and that's really cool too. All right, so I don't have to organize those. Woohoo! Okay, so I have this box of needles here. Oh, look, there's some glue for EPP. That's got stuck in there. That needs to be put away too. And then I do have one pincushion that's really old and kind of fallen apart that I keep needles in when I'm using them. So I do have that. Now, I have so many pins and needles, and I really do. I'm going to go through this now and see what I have and what I can containerize or even get rid of or throw out. So like I said before, throwing them out in maybe like a old film container or even a medicine bottle that you don't use, just take the, take your information off of it, of course, and then taping it up is a really good way to make sure that you dispose of them safely so nobody gets hurt. So, okay, I probably still have way too many things here, and I am going to continue to go through them. This tool is a really great tool if you do any hand stitching. I have a couple of them, and I have some with my hand stitching stuff, and I saw them on sale and I bought, I think, 3 or 4 of them just because I like to keep them with projects. If you've never used one of these are really, really cool. This week in my vlog, I'll demonstrate how to use these because this is worth buying and worth investing in. Okay, so I do have things kind of separated. I don't have my needles in with purpose, and I don't think I need to, because when I need a needle I will absolutely go through and find what I need. I am going to band these together because they do get all over, and this guy, it's so cute, isn't it? There's not many needles in there. It's adorable, but it doesn't like stack well. So I am gonna take the, actually I don't even think I need to take the needles. Maybe I'll donate this and somebody else can use it. Maybe I'll actually fill it with needles so somebody can have a nice set of needles. So this is where I'm at. I have a lot. Another thing I buy when I need a needle. And it's kind of ridiculous because who really needs this many needles? Another thing I have a lot of are needle books, and I have a few vintage ones. I have ones that I made. I made this out of an old quilt block a few months ago that I absolutely love, and I don't even have any needles in it. And then I have some that I just don't use anymore or that don't work really well. Even though they're vintage, I really need to pass them along to somebody who will love them. So I do have some of those too. I have to get my needle books down to a manageable size, just like I have to get my pincushions down to a manageable size too. These guys I got, and I love the tin, and I got it, I don't know where, but I kept it because of the tin. So I got all kinds of pins and needles in here, as you can see, that are kind of a mix. I even have these itty bitty ones. So I'll probably just donate this tin. The time that it would take me to go through all of them, I don't know if that would be worth it. I also have pin cushions that I've made. I have mismatch of pins here, which I believe are very dull, and I will check those. I have an antique pin and needle holder. It's really, really cute. Maybe I need to display that somewhere. And then I have things I inherited from my mother-in-law like this that have just all kinds of mixed match, and they really need to be gone through too. And here I have, and I was pretty good with labeling it, long basting pins, the curved ones. This guy is one of those tomatoes, but I get stabbed all the time. It goes through, like the needles go through, so I don't tend to use it because of that. And I know I could put them in more of an angle, but then I gotta remember to put them in more of an angle. So I'm gonna take care of that too. And then I have super fine point pins and some other old pins and some weird container of pins. I just have them everywhere and I need to go through them. I have ballpoint pins, which I labeled. This is for using with knit fabric, so I definitely want to keep those together because they're not super sharp. I got this really cute needle holder from my aunt at Christmas time. Isn't that cute? So that can go actually in with my needles. And I'm going to, I also have this pin cushion that used to have one of those thread catchers on it. I have this pin cushion that somebody made me. I have this pin cushion that somebody made me, and this pin cushion that I made. And lastly, I have this one that I made. You can see it matches the needle book. It was the same quilt block that I cut up, and it is just a little cute matching set. And then I have this one that was, I have this one that has my mother-in-law's name on it. When she passed, this was her favorite mug, so I changed it into a pin cushion. As you can see, it's so cute. So I'm going to go through these and sort them out, take out the dull pins and the bent pins, and try to get some sort of organization with all this. As you can see, I just have way too much of these items. So I'm going to get rid of the things that don't work for me, like my sweet tomato, and maybe a few other things, and just sort through that. So as you can see, I have a lot of stuff too. I have a lot of pins, needles, clips, all of that. So there are 3 tasks this week for our organization challenge. See, I'm giving you a break, not 5, 3. You're going to sort through all of your clips, needles, pins, all that stuff that binds things together, and sort through it and get rid of the things you don't need, and make sure that things are containerized or in places where you do need them, and just take kind of an inventory. What do you have? What do you maybe need to purchase? What needs to be passed on for a donation? How can you bless other quilters with some of the excess? That's what I'm going to think about this week, is how I can pass this on to other makers, maybe somebody who can't afford some nicer things. The next task that I'm giving you this week is to dispose of any pins, needles, etc. that are either broken, bent, or just not sharp. And just dispose of them properly. Make sure that you put them in some sort of container so nobody gets hurt. I always think of like the trash collectors and everything, you know, I'm just always afraid that they're gonna get stuck with these needles, so that would really hurt. So just make sure that everything is contained before you dispose of it. And lastly, maybe buy a new pincushion, or, you know, maybe make one. I have a tutorial on how to make a pincushion back when I first started. There's also plenty of YouTubers that make pincushions and show tutorials, and maybe I'll do an updated pincushion tutorial at some point there. I'll put some links in the description. I know there was one YouTuber who, and I'll put her name here on the screen, who did a whole series on pincushions in the fall. So there's tons of pincushions out there. I'd love to see what you make. Try making something that's going to help you with organization. And one thing I think that we get bogged down on sometimes is organizing our space and not actually making things while we're organizing. I know I fall into that category. So maybe take some time this week to make something like a pincushion or a needle book or something like that that is going to help you get organized. So I hope you had a fun time watching me sort through all this stuff. Some of it's a little embarrassing how much stuff I have, but hey, I'm just being honest with you guys. Maybe somebody can relate. Have a great week. Tomorrow I will be doing my lessons from an old quilt, so stay tuned for that. And on Friday, I'll have an update on my vlog. I have some really good stuff coming up. Have a great week, and make some time to sew and enjoy your space.